we find Torwulf lying in the snow, and above him this figure that he had only heard of in stories. And I want to know if Torwulf knows what this creature might be. Yeah, I think that would be a gather information role, but we think of it like listening to the stories when he grew up, right? Like, so nothing, or maybe something bad can happen in this way if he remembers something wrong, but it's more about what he knows about this creature that he sees in front of him. It's a weak hit. The information complicates your quests or introduces a new danger. Envision what you discover and take +1 momentum. Alright. So Torwulf still hurt from his fight with the wolves and drained by this weird dream he had. And now he's standing in front of this creature that he has never seen before, wrapped in pelts and hides that camouflages them against the white snow and the trees in the distance. He looks at it and he clearly remembers his grandfather telling him a story when he was younger about the old folk that live on this continent. Those are the trolls and the elves and the giants in the mountains. These are the spirits of the land and the creatures that have lived here before the humans arrived. And he warned Torwulf of these creatures because they live for a long time, and to them, the human life is not more than the life of an ant or maybe a small animal. They have strange attitudes towards us, and every one of them seems to be different and very unique in their way. And so Torwulf looks up and just doesn't say anything. He just looks at this creature, and this creature looks down at him, rocking their head to the side and to the other side, until they start to speak. You there, little human man, why do you keep lying on the ground? This is rather strange, is it not? Torwulf looks up, not knowing what to do. He just starts getting up, and while he's getting up, he realizes like he is standing knee deep in snow, and the figure that would be normally taller than him even is standing on top of the snow, which makes them even taller. And they look amused as Torwulf tries to get like his shit together, and he looks up and goes, well, hello, my name is Torwulf. And he looks them in the eyes, and then he looks down, and he doesn't know where to look. I'm sorry if I have disturbed you. I'm just on my way. I don't want any trouble. And what do you guys think? Is the creature trouble, or is the creature kind? I want to know from you if this person that we see here in front of us is kind or not towards Torwulf. I can ask the Oracle. You can always say that I should ask the Oracle. It's neutral for now. Well, and the creature looks upon Torwulf and just kind of regards him with a look that is hard to interpret. You don't know much, do you, little human? You seem to be far off the path you wanted to go on. Right. I'm sorry. I shall try to be better about it. And he tries to go away, and I think this is a compel role, right? Like he tries to be friendly and respectful and tries to move out of the way. And so we see how he fares to like pacify, charm, convince. This is yeah, the roll. Let's hope for a good roll. This is a miss, but I can burn a momentum for a weak hit. I think that is smart because if I don't want to fight this creature. So I'm gonna burn my momentum, get a weak hit, and on a weak hit, they do what I want, or share what they know. Take +1 momentum. Right. They want something in return. All right. I think I can get this. All right. He goes, I don't want any trouble. I'm just on my way. And then the creature turns and says, "You don't even know what I am, do you? Is it human? Glad we have. I am very glad that we have this thing here. We can just roll Vidarna. Alright, that's the name of the elf. You don't even know that I am an elf. My name is Verdana, and you are in my presence, and you shall only leave my presence if I allow it. I want to know more about you, little human, and I'm fascinated by your whole demeanor, I guess. Your language is so crude sometimes. It's hard to convey what I truly mean, but we go with this." Torwulf just stays in his tracks. Goes, "Right, Vidarna. My name is Torwulf. I'm from Frostclaw Village, and I'm on my way to the caves in the mountain. You are going towards the Guldrat. Fascinating. Don't you know that it is stirring, that the other humans of your kind are angering it? Well, I know that the bandits have destroyed the ritual places where we sacrifice our food for it, but that's the reason why I'm going." "Oh, it is it? Well, aren't you curious? You want to help your quaint little village. I've watched it for a while now. You really have no idea about your surroundings." And in that moment, she just sits down, crosses her legs, and just looks at him with a curious look. "You are so small and so fleeting in existence. It's fascinating to me how you struggle and act in your ways. It's really rather fascinating for me." Torwulf is very uncomfortable because he knows this the way she views him, right? Because it's the same way he looked at the deer in the trap, like with a fascination and a curiosity about this. What could this be? But clearly knowing that there's nothing the deer could ever do to hurt him. And he has this feeling that this elf has the same way about her. "You want to go to those caves and past the Guldrat? Well, tell you what. I have felt something rather strange in the net of fate over those last few days, and I feel like you are connected to this somehow. Tell me, Torwulf of Frostclaw Village, why are you connected to the strands of fate in this area? You shouldn't be. You are human after all, aren't you? You are not connected to this land or to our gods. Why? Why do I feel like you are? Now, Torwulf is smart. It's not stupid, right? He's, I wouldn't say he's like the smartest person in the village, but he like has a good head on his shoulder, and I wonder if he would come right out and tell her about the axe and everything, or if he would try to skirt the subject, maybe be a bit coy with the information that he presents. And I wonder what you guys think. If he should tell her, or if he should like try to conceal the axe and some of the information. I think either way it will be a compel roll again, but because he tries to tell her, I think it would probably be in his nature to tell the truth. I mean, he's not really the lying type. On the other hand, he does know what she wants with him, right? Yeah, it feels a bit like that, right? Like, it's dangerous if he would tell her about the axe and everything he went through. So I feel like he's trying to conceal it too, which means it's a shadow roll, which he's not very good at. But he thinks this is the smart play here. And let's see. Well, they make a demand which costs too great. Pay the price. From something or someone. Well, shit. He goes on to say, well, I don't really know what you mean. I'm traveling and I fought some wolves, maybe. That was what you felt? I'm not sure what do you mean with the strands of fate? And at this moment, the elf like scowls. Torwulf, I was so fascinated by you, and now you do this human thing with this lies or deceptions, trying to manipulate me in a way. It's cute if it wasn't this. It could be cute if it wasn't this like desperate and clumsy. It's like watching a child lie, and well, human children lie even worse than their adults. It's really rather unbecoming of you. And then she looks at him with his big sparkling eyes, and she cocks her head and says, right, show me that axe of yours. And like his whole demeanor changes, and he's like, right, this axe, sure, I got it from a smith in my village. And he just hands it to her because he knows like this, he wouldn't stand a chance in a confrontation. And he just, like, as he hands over the axe, he feels like this pull from the weapon, like it wants to stay with him, right? But he has to give it away, otherwise he would die. Because this the coldness in the eyes of the elf is very apparent. She doesn't regard him as an equal. And so she takes the axe, and he sees that she has a strength in herself, right? She looks maybe not as strong, but the way she handles this hefty weapon tells him, no, she could wield that weapon without a problem. And she looks at it, and she goes, someone ordained a weapon of the human realm with the signs of our old gods. How curious. I do think this warrants a further explanation, Torwulf. Right, so I had this smith in my town, and he gave me the axe, and he said a druid came by and put this sign on the axe. You know, this blood thing. Yeah. And then I fought the wolves, and I had a weird dream, and then there were 2 other signs. In my dream, I named the axe Wolf Slayer, and then these runes appeared. Yep, that's all I know. Also, I had a weird dream about a statue and a boar, I think. It was all very hazy. And also, I'm very hurt. Damn. And the elf goes, well, this is better. You could have told me that right from the start, couldn't you? No, you had to conceal it. So I say, prove yourself. Get to the caves of the Guldrat without your weapon. See that you honor our gods. And if you do, manage to do so, I will give it back to you. And maybe more than you seek, because if you get to the cave without this axe, it means the old gods truly want you there. This valley is more dangerous than you think. More than just animals lurk here now. The Guldrat is stirring. And you might very well pay the price for your arrogance, trying to deceive me. And she just grabs the axe, stands up, and walks away faster than he could ever walk in the snow. Sorry, Danielas. She's not so nice and just looks at it. She wants to have this one. Also, I rolled that he's separated from something and I chose the axe. Yeah, this is bad now. He doesn't have a weapon anymore. And she's... I'm gonna put them in parentheses. Because we hope to get it back, right, the axe? But now he has no weapon. A lot of his supplies fell down the cliff. He's still hurt from his fight. And he has no idea where he is. This does not bode well for our strong woodcutter. He just, like, stands there in the snow for a while. The elven woman, Vidarna, had vanished just in the forest, and he blinked and she was gone. He couldn't see her anymore. It seemed just like she wanted him to see him, and when she doesn't want him to see him, he just can't. Which makes him wonder if they are everywhere all the time and he just doesn't see them. Shit. And then, like, the cold sets into his body and he's like, oh fuck, I have to go. And he starts moving forward, trying to find out where he is. I think I'm gonna try to gather information, trying to find out where I am. Yeah, it's a weak hit. The information complicates your quests. +1 momentum. Awesome. So, I think the complication is that he now realizes how far off he is, right? It's like, yeah, I need to go, but the snowstorm and the fight with the wolves and now these tracks and everything, I really lost my way. And now I know kind of where I need to go, but damn, this will take some time. And yeah, he tries to undertake the journey again. An opportunity! It's a strong hit! Awesome! You reach a waypoint. Alright, then I say... you know what? Would this be weird to just say this roll was for the reminder of the track for the to the caves? I think I said at 4 points he's at the caves, then 3 through the cave and 3 to Holmlund. So I think it would make sense. Wouldn't she fear that the axe wants to stay with him? Maybe she does. Maybe that's the reason why she said she would give it back. Yeah, I said at 4 points I'm at the cave. So, yeah, let's do it like this, right? It's an opportunity, and the opportunity is that, like, nothing else happens on the way. Like, she wanted him to prove that he's ordained by the old gods, and then actually nothing happened, which, like, the dice decided that, right? I didn't do that. Like, nothing happens on the path. Like, he walks and he takes a rest, and then he walks again, and now he knows where he is. Like, he gathered the information. He's very clear-headed, and he feels like, maybe he even feels like the smallest pull towards the entrance of the caves, where he will get his axe back. And lo and behold, a few hours later, he finds the way towards the cave, and another couple hours later, maybe the sun is already, like, setting, because, you know, it's just springtime, so the sun won't be up for very long. And yeah, he, like, walks towards these mountains. They were always in the distance, but now they're getting closer, right? And looming above him like these giant mountains, and he can see the snow on the top glistening in the sun that is setting, and he sees them looming above him, and like, he just walks towards them. The sun is setting behind him, so, like, the sun is caking them with their light. I don't know, it's shining their light on onto the mountains. And yeah, he walks up to the cave, and suddenly he hears I did not think that this was possible. And she just appears again. Like, it's like she always stood next to the entrance of the cave, and next to her stands, leaning on the entrance, is the axe. I really thought you would have a harder time, but it seems like since I left you, you just walked, and nothing happened. Of all the things that are now in this valley, and you missed all of them, I am impressed. And here I thought these humans were just pawns in our game, but it seems that the old gods are starting to recognize you, which is a troubling thought, to be honest. I wonder what will happen to you if you actually manage to succeed. And at this point, Torwulf, he stepped closer, and then he remembers his vow, right? He wanted to find out more about the old gods and how to worship them. And so he, like, steels himself and is like, right, fair Vidarna, I am sorry if I offend you, but I have sworn a vow upon iron that I will try to find out more about the old gods and their ways and how to worship them properly, because one of them saved me in the fight against the wolves. If it wasn't for the blessing that is upon this axe, I feel I would have died. So, if there's any chance you could tell me just the smallest bit, I would be very grateful. And I think that is also a compel move, but this time it's honest, right? He speaks from his heart. It's a weak hit. She asks something in return again. You tell me what she asks in return. If you have an idea, just write it in the chat. But at first she answers, well, I will ask something for this from you, but let me tell you at least one thing. The god that helped you is called Varnish. He is an old god of the woods, of mushrooms, and of hunters. He likes the thrill of battle, of nature versus elves, or I guess humans in your position. Varnish, an old god. So, I think the name that you gave his weapon, this weapon, he liked it. And so it seems like this god is looking upon you. As for worshipping him, well, when you are in nature, make sure that it stays untouched, and that you fight only beasts that are worthy, that you hunt only animals that have a chance to escape. That is his way, and this is all that I will tell you. And I think this is enough for the mark. Alright, that is a good idea. And now for the price. I am not the only one who's talking here. I want you to tell me about yourself and about the village that you come from. We seldom travel into the nests you humans make, so I want to know why you are taking all this danger upon yourself. And Torwulf tells her, right? Like, it's, I don't need to speak everything out loud, but he's like, there's nothing he needs to hide from her, right? It's just everyone can see you. He just tells her what everyone can see. It's a small village. We live from hunting and fishing, farming in the summer. My mother died. She was killed by the Guldrat. There was this smith that gave me the axe. His daughter is now the smith, and like he tells her of his village and of the people and how they live relatively secluded from the world, and while they have boats that go out fishing, they don't really travel on the ocean because the oceans are dangerous, and they have a very peaceful place here as long as the Guldrat is staying dormant. She nods, and it is interesting, though, that a druid visited your smith. I will probably investigate. Dear Torwulf, this will probably not be the last time I see you. May you be more respectful next time and tell me the truth to begin with, And then she just walks away again. And in the blink of an eye, he can't see her anymore. And just the axe is standing there, leaning against the cave wall. He takes the axe, looks at it, feels right. At this point, it really does feel right in his hand. And he realizes that he missed this weapon. And before he goes into the caves, he will resupply. Like, he will try to find something to eat. Maybe fashion himself a new cup or something to replace his drinking horn. And let's hope nothing bad happens. Take up +2 supply, but suffer -1 momentum for each. Alright. So, it takes a while, but he manages to scrape together some things. He manages to cut himself something that resembles a mug, but, you know, it's just, it works. And then he makes camp at the entrance of the cave. Yes, the Guldrat is here, but also he will probably go maybe half an hour away from the entrance and just have the walls of the mountain behind him so he doesn't... So it's like a safe spot. This is the resupply. I want to make camp. Alright. The weak kit again. Choose one. Take +1 health. Yes. Thank you. I don't want to have not enough health. And he will probably try to heal himself with the herbs of the herbalist kit that his mother gave him. And I'm gonna take +2 on the roll because I don't trust these dice anymore. It's a strong hit. Awesome. If you... Right, I don't have the wounded condition, but I can take 2 health, which is great. So, he wakes up, no weird dreams this time, just a good night's rest. He wakes up, his axe is still there, he wasn't attacked, everything looks a bit brighter in the morning, like the sun is rising and the snow is starting to melt maybe, and it's like, it's a spring day. And, well, I mean, he has to go into the dark caves now, but at least for now, this feels like a chapter is over, right? Like something has passed, and now it's time to take the journey under the mountain. He takes out probably some torches that he has. Maybe there are even, let's say this, maybe there are torches at the entrance of the caves, right? Like for everyone that travels through the caves, there are torches stacked. It's just something the village does, so everybody can travel safely through the caves. And he takes a couple of them and starts walking into the cave. Right. Anything I forgot? I think not. Let's see if he makes it through the cave unscathed. Which, you know, I don't think so, but you never know. It's a weak hit. Awesome. So I say some of the torches, like, no, of course it's the torches that burn, and he eats some of his rations, and I can mark progress on the journey. Now, I should envision the waypoint. I feel like under the mountain there would be, like, first of all, it's these caves, right? They're wide, but then they start to descend deeper into the earth. And they are winding paths which are clearly marked by coal on the wall, because there are always some forking roads and forking paths that go a different way, and sometimes it's hard to know which way to go. And he even hears like these weird sounds, maybe from time to time in the distance, echoing through these caves. The flames of his torch are cascading a dancing light on the walls surrounding him. And like, it's not the first time that he walked through these caves, but it's the first time while knowing that the Guldrat is active. And he keeps walking, and suddenly a flap of wings, and he has this creature right into his face, and it's a bat that flies off, and he's shook, and just like a hand on his axe and a hand on his torch, and he's like, this stupid shit. And yeah, like he comes to a secluded corner where obviously many people take rest, and he can light the there's like a small campfire that he can light with the last bit of his torch, and he even has like a small campfire now, and he sits there and warms himself up and looks around, just weary and knowing that he's not safe at this point. But let's see what happens next. After a while, he starts to move again. It's a strong hit. Well, isn't this funny? Mark progress. Yeah, I want to do that. I don't want to suffer supply loss. It's a strong hit, so he just walks, and it's the whole time it's like he knows the Guldrat is out there, but again nothing is happening. Like, since the moment he met this elven woman, he hadn't had one problem in this whole journey. Up until that point, it was hard fought. Every progress was difficult for him, but now it's like yesterday and this day all just passed without any problem, and he starts to get back his, like, a little bit of his confidence, right? He starts to get back a bit of his momentum, and he knows, like, this is working. Like, I can actually do this. If I can get through these caves without alerting the Guldrat, then I'm good to go. And like, he walked for another couple of hours and followed the trail, and still the caves are narrow at some point, but like without an issue. And he knows that if he keeps pressing on, then maybe he can get through these caves till the end of the day. And so he does that. He tries to keep pressing on. Oh my god! This is awesome! And he was so sure that he would meet this beast, right? He had made an iron vow when he was young to kill the beast that killed his mother. Like, it's this nightmare that follows him everywhere. And then he walks through the caves and nothing happens. Like, not even a whisper, maybe some strange noises, but that could have been bats or some other animal in the caves. And he finds the way easily. At the end of the day, like, he goes out into the dark because the sun is behind the mountains, setting behind the mountains, but he goes out and he sees the last bits of daylight vanishing behind the mountains. And yeah, what's the opportunity, you guys? I wonder, what is the opportunity? Has it something to do with the bandits, maybe? Or what is he... What's the good thing that happens to him? Maybe he finds a nice spot to rest and I get a +1 to making camp or something? That would be my idea for now. And yeah, the dice are on my side today. I don't know what's going on. If you have an idea what the opportunity could be. Otherwise, I'm just making camp with, and then giving me a +1. The spirit is stronger. Yes, maybe. Well, spirit is something else. Like, he has to. You can only get it back when you make camp, or it's like a game mechanic thing, I think. So, towards that progress, I think I'm gonna give him a +1 on the roll to make camp, and that's the opportunity. It's a strong hit. So I guess you were totally right. His spirit is lifted, right, by this like lucky break that he had. And I'm gonna say he takes his full health back. Like makes camp again, a bit far off from the cave, very well hidden. He makes camp and like he sleeps awesome. And he wakes up fully rested. Like the bite marks of the wolves are surely still visible on his body, but he can move and he can he feel like he could fight again with all his might. And I think he will use this morning and all this good fortune that he had to maybe hunt an animal or something to resupply. This is the worst roll in the game. 2 10s are abysmal. Something very bad is happening. Shit. So on his hunt for food to resupply, to get better, you know, it couldn't last, right? Guys, like, it couldn't last. This luck that we had, it was very untypical for Torwulf. I want to know. A friend, companion, or ally is put in harm's way, or you are if you are alone. Well, I am alone, and I'm put in harm's way. And I'm not only put in harm's way, but I'm put in harm's way with the worst roll there is. So, any idea? Alright. Yeah. I'm gonna take that because that's a good idea. He is hunting, right? He's on the hunt. I don't know how he's hunting with an axe. He doesn't have a bow. He doesn't have a... Like, he's probably looking for something to hit. And, or maybe some plants that he can, like, gather under the snow or something. And, maybe some sleeping squirrels. And, well, the problem is that suddenly he hears a voice behind him going, "Have you found anything?" And then he hears a voice in front of him that goes, "No, I haven't. Seems like everything is picked dry in this area." "Yeah, I think so too. Maybe we should head back. I don't know. Let's, you know, have a look around." And he realizes that he is surrounded by these bandits. And he's like, fuck, of course they're here. Why did I even try to resupply? I should have just gone. And no, of course they're hungry as well, right? And yeah, so let's see if he can, like, obviously he's like cowering down to the snow, getting close to a tree and hoping to Varnish. He's praying to Varnish, the god of the woods and apparently hunting, that he is hidden. And so that would be secure an advantage, and it will be rolled on Shadow. It's a strong hit. Alright. Gain advantage. Make another move now and add +1. Or take +2 momentum. I think I'm going to take the +2 momentum. And now I don't want to... Or do I? Do you guys think this is enough to let the bandits pass? Or is he just in a better position when it comes to the fight? Because, like, he grips his axe and he feels himself like it's like he's close to the tree, and he sees now one of them, rugged looking man with like leather straps for armor and like a rusty axe on his side, big beard. He's walking like a few meters past him and he doesn't seem to see him. I wonder, do we fight them? I mean, they are the ones that are... they are the reason for the village's... yeah, he doesn't know how many there are. Maybe they even call for backup. He doesn't know. Question is, will he fight them? Or won't he? The thing he does in any case is he grips his axe and he goes, Farnish, now I know your name. Please lend me your strength again in this fight. If it's not this fight and the next, this axe will taste the blood of my enemies and I will sacrifice it for you. And I will try to invoke the leech rune on the axe. It's a strong hit. Awesome. Like he feels his prayer has been answered, right? It's funny because every time I did this before, it was only a weak hit. And that means the axe has to, like, it's a debility if I don't, as long as I don't hit someone with it. Now, it's not a debility. He just feels the axe returning his ferociousness and his resolve. And, well, yeah, the axe wants blood, right? Alright. Maybe... Alright. I know what I'm going to do. He would try to lure one of them away. So he doesn't have to fight two of them. And I think that is secure an advantage. And he tries to do it with trickery, which means shadow again. Damn it. Well, yeah, that's what is this. I think that is the smart play, right? Fight them one by one. Of course. It's a miss. Your assumptions betray you. He's like... he tries to change his voice and go like, I'm going ahead. Maybe you should stay and look for further tracks and then come back. And then... like the person next to him whips around, sees him. Who the fuck are you? And then Torwulf's like, ah, shit. And then we have to fight them. And it's two bandits. So I'm gonna make... normally a bandit would be dangerous. But since there are two of them, I'm gonna make... Do I make them formidable? Are they dangerous? Let's find out. I need to... I need to look into the rule book. Give me a second. Foes and encounters, Ironlanders, Raiders. They're called. They're dangerous. Yes, so... they want to fight me, and two of them are probably formidable. I say probably 2 to 4 are formidable, and after this it gets extreme. Bandits want to fight me. I want to fight them. Let's do this. Moves. Enter the fray. I need different music. Alright. Let's do this. Enter the fray. It's a miss! This is not a promising start! Combat begins with a disadvantage and my foe has the initiative. What is the disadvantage? It is stressful, right? I do this stupid move with this trying to make them, you know, leave one another, and then I have to fight to my death. And which, you know, it's a bad thing. So this is very stressful, and this is how we start the fight. Which is bad, but then again, this is how we do it. This is nothing new to us. Yeah, the bandit um, with the axe comes towards me and tries to hit me while another one is behind me. And I see the word dog in the chat. And you know what? I'm just gonna use it. And I hear the yapping of a dog at his heel, right? Like, ruff, ruff, like he has a hound with him. And he's like, get him! And then we have to fight. It's a strong hit. Awesome. On a strong hit, I inflict my harm and I choose one. Take 1 momentum or +1 harm. I'm gonna take the harm. So, this would be a hit, another hit, and then another hit for the strong hit. The dog is attacking me. I mean, alright. I'm like, Torwulf doesn't want to hurt the dog. Come on, he's a good guy. Let's see what happens next. Like, I got the initiative, right? Like, they come towards me, but I push off the tree. And I haven't killed 3 dogs. I have killed 3 wolves. There's difference. It was 4. Yes, 4 wolves. The hound is something else. So, right. Back to the fight. I push off to the tree. Their axe slams into the tree. And they rip it out. And I take my axe, turn around, and strike them right into the calf muscle. And blood spatters across the snow. And they scream in pain. And then the other ones come towards me. And I turn around again, like wielding this heavy weapon. And just trying to hit the other one that's coming, the other bandit. And I'm gonna try to strike them with iron. It's a weak hit. I inflict my harm, but I lose the initiative. So, like, I hit them with my axe. They bring up their, like, spear and push my axe away, but I cut them on the shoulder, and then the dog jumps up and pushes me away and just goes for me. I try to kick it away, but then both of them are on me, and it's their turn. And we clash. It's a strong hit again. Awesome. This is really going well. It's such a different feeling from the fight against the wolves. I take the harm again, because this is going great. Like, they come at me again, and Torwulf probably just feels this battle readiness now, right? Like, he has fought the wolves, he had these weird dreams, and he knows this axe that is ordained by the old gods. His wolf slayer is with him, and he's like, his fear melts away, and he just kicks one of them in the belly, and then he hacks at the other one, leaving a big gash on his arm. Big drops of blood fall into the snow, and he goes, "Aah!" Barely able to hold his weapon. And I could strike, or I could end the fight. I'm gonna try to end the fight. I got 8. This all works so well. Like, Torwulf leaves himself open a bit because he sees an opportunity, right? Both of them are staggering back, and now he wants to finish the fight in one fell swoop. It's an opportunity. And this time, the gods are on my side. And do you know what Nikonor won? You know what the opportunity is that dice give me? I'll tell you. Torwulf runs towards the bandits, and like, he feels this anger, right? Like, his mission is to save his village from these fuckers. They destroy the ritual sites. They are the reason why the Guldrat is stirring. They are the reason why all of his friends and his family and everyone is in danger back home. And these fuckers are the reason for it. And they are the reason why he's on this dangerous quest to begin with. And so he just runs forwards and cuts one of them deep into the chest, blood pouring out. He rips out the axe, ducks under the attack from the other one, and just hits him like without even really looking, like with full force right into the neck, and the one crumples to the ground. And then he looks down and he sees like this the dog, the hound, right? It's a proper hound. It's like big, muscly mastiff of a dog, right? And it looks at him and he goes, "Whoa, I don't have a quarrel with you. I just needed to kill these fuckers. I know it's not your fault." And like he talks with the dog as if the dog can understand him, and he holds the axe of the god of the forest and the animals, and I will try to compel the dog. And I think that is the opportunity, like that I even have the chance to compel the dog is this opportunity. Like the dog looks at me and I feel like this power that comes from the from the god, from the old god of the forest of Farnish. It's a miss. They refuse or make a demand which costs greatly. Pay the price. Damn it. Your action has an unintended effect. Well, I tried to compel the dog, right? But I just killed its owner and it's angry. And so I feel like the unintended effect is that it runs away. And it's like it's barking, right? It's barking and running away. And I'm like, oh fuck, there are still bandits here. Oh shit, this dog is alerting them. It's a lot faster than I am in the snow. I need to go, and I don't. Maybe I can grab one thing from the other bandits. And what could that be? I'm gonna pick the spear from the one guy. Like I described the spear, so I pick that spear up and I just take off and try to run. And I feel like I have to make sure I'm not followed, and I think that is secure the advantage. And I think it would be deception to mask my tracks. That is a miss. Right. I feel like I want to let the miss stand. I don't want to burn my momentum. I feel like the tracks are still there. They can follow me if the dog really alerted them. And you know what? I'm gonna ask the Oracle. I think it's a 50-50 chance that they, that the dog alerts them or finds them fast, and they get to the slain bodies fast and everything, and then they have to follow me. And I think it's a 50-50 chance. So do they find my tracks and follow me? Oracle, tell me. No, they don't. All right. But like, Torwulf doesn't know this, right? He just thinks, oh, I can't get rid of my tracks and I have to go, and he's just pressing on deep into the night. I mean, it was evening when he arrived. No, it was the next day. Yeah, like he presses on for the time being. Like he just keeps on going, and without resupplying or healing or something, he has to undertake a journey to get closer to Holmlund. It's a weak kid, so like he uses his supplies, and that was before, right? That was already, I already did that. I forgot to mark it. Now this one is for the first step to Holmlund. Like, he knows it's close now. Can't use the official roads, but he knows Holmlund isn't far away. We can look at the map again. He now traveled through the mountains and is somewhere probably here. The bandits are in this area, and he just went past them. and just travels the last bit. But I'm gonna say that he yeah, has to make camp at some point, right? In the evening. He tries to find something to eat before he does. Going scavenging in the woods. And he finds enough to make camp and try to, like, get his mind in order and try to... Awesome. So I get one of this and one of this, and this is the preset for his next travel. And yeah, the next day, like, he makes camp for the night in a little clearing in the woods. Oh, I still have the action music. Let's change that. Right. He made camp. It was a little clearing in the wood. He cleaned his clothes from the blood of the bandits. He cleaned his weapon. He made sure that everything is fine. The dog, Nikonoron, ran away, ran back to the other bandits. I tried to compel the dog to come with me, but the dog is now with the other bandits, and we don't know. Maybe we will see it again, maybe we won't. But I tried to get it on my side, but sadly, killing their owner somehow made it less inclined to be my friend. And so he makes camp for the night, which works really well. He's hidden and he can start his journey again in the morning. Holmlund is closed now, and he can feel his journey coming to an end. Yeah, maybe he should get a dog. Dogs are awesome, and they can help in the wilds. The weak hit. Reach a waycon marker or suffer -1 supply. Alright. So he feels it's the last leg of the journey, right? The trees are getting sparse, and the weather is fair, the sun is shining, the snow is melting a bit, and he keeps on walking, and he really hopes that he's close to Holmlund, and then he stumbles across the street, like the road to the village, and he sighs a deep sigh of relief, and he knows that he's very close to his destination. Let's see if he finishes this journey. Yes, he does. Alright, so let's see. Progress 10. He sees Holmlund, a village that is bigger than Frostclaw village, where he comes from. It has a strong wooden palisade around it to protect against animals and raiders. He sees the smoke coming from the chimneys, and he sees, like, the beautiful weather around. He sees some farms maybe in the distance who are like, because the snow is still there, like, the farmers don't have anything to do yet, or not much to do. And yeah, he keeps on walking. He puts the axe on his back and tries to make himself look presentable, right? Because he's here to ask for their help. Like, he didn't really think about what that would mean until now. Like, he has to find someone that helps him against the bandits. Has to find probably more than just one person, and yeah, he's here, but he made it. And now we try to conclude this long journey by the reach a destination move. Do I get a +1 for anything? No, I don't. Alright, filled progress is 10 though, which is the most. Yes! On a strong hit, the situation at your destination favors you. Choose one. Make another move now and add +1 or take +1 momentum. I'm gonna take the momentum. And yeah, he this is so cool. He just goes towards the door in the palisade, right? The gate, the wooden gate, and he goes towards it, and there's this young woman who's a guard at the gate. She looks a bit bored. She has a spear at her hand. He still has the spear of the bandit wrapped on his back, right? She has a spear in her hand and looks to him with a curiosity. Her short black hair is just barely visible under this leather cap that she's wearing, and she has this leather armor on, and she leans against the gate, and when he gets closer she straightens herself and looks towards him, and when he's like a couple meters off, she goes, "You there! Who are you? What are you doing here? What is your business in Holmlund?" And he goes, "Hello, my name is Torwulf. I'm from Frostclaw village, and, well, I'm here to ask for help against the bandits." He's not the smartest dude. He just comes out with what he wants to do. And she goes, "Oh, from Frostclaw village. You made it past the bandits then, and past the monster in the caves. Well, come on in then. It must have been a hard journey for you. You can find one of our elders, probably near the tavern. It's the big building," and she points into the village. "Get yourself dry, maybe get some rest, and maybe try, rustling in that beard or whatever that you're trying to grow there, and, come on. Holmlund is open to you, especially when you are from our friends in the Frostclaw village." And yeah, she waves him in, and he walks into the village. It's a nice village. It's a small town. Many huts and homes. Thatched roofs. As I said, chimneys with smoke coming out of them. It's still cold, but it's not as bad here. It's still, the walls and the many people and animals that live here give it probably a bit of a smell, but also a warmth that is very welcome to him. And yeah, he looks around. Not much has changed since the last time he was here. And so he walks towards the tavern to maybe find someone who can help him. And this move is probably called Soldier, when you spend time in a community seeking assistance. So yeah, this is like a catch-all for like this part in the village where he tries to get help. Right? This is a very important role for him because he wants to get help for his village. And yeah. Let's see. Of course. On a miss, you find no help here. Pay the price. Well, this is not good, because this is everything that he worked for. Worked very hard for, all this way he came for. Yeah, this is bad, guys. This is not good. So let's see. It wastes resources as well. So he walks towards the tavern. And then there is this whistle. This loud whistle. I can't whistle. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. No, it's pretty clear, you see, when I say sojourn. Also, yeah. On a miss, you find no help here. It says. But maybe they want something in return, you say. I don't know. I think he hears this whistle, and suddenly he sees people coming out of the houses, out of some alleyways, and the guardswoman turns around and walks behind him, still has her spear in her hand, and goes, "Right you are, then. Maybe now that you are inside and surrounded by us, you will feel more welcome and, giving. How about that big backpack of yours? There must be some nice things in there." And, they take his supplies. They just come towards him, and he goes, I came here to ask for help. Our villages have been friends for... And then the woman goes, Shut up. You Frostgore village people and your high and mighty thinking. Where do you think those bandits come from? Don't you think we would have done something against them if we wanted to? And then, Torwulf gets these big eyes and is surrounded by people, and he feels them grabbing at his backpack and ripping out supplies. And then he just jumps forward and goes, I really thought I need help but you're the guys that... And then he just starts running, right? It's no chance there's this whole village, or he thinks it's the whole village. There's a dozen people here, and they want to get him and get his stuff, but he can't afford that. He has to find a way to help his people. That's his iron vow. And so he just tries to bolt. He just tries to run out of the village. It's face danger, and it's with edge, and he's not as fast. He's not a very fast boy, is he? He's more of a strong boy. Not very fast. Let's see if he can do it. Let's hope. It's a weak hit. You succeed, but face a troublesome cost. Choose one. You're delayed, lose advantage, or face a new danger. You're tired or hurt, you're dispirited or afraid. You sacrifice resources. I think dispirited or afraid is the thing to go with, right? He has to endure stress. Because, he runs and he gets past the woman. He shoulder checks her, right? And runs out of the gate and bolts to the right and just keeps on running. And he hears the laughter in the back. And one of them goes, "Oh, look at him go, this fool, Frostgore village." And he just runs, and he feels these tears in his eyes as he runs, welling up because he's so angry and disappointed. And he keeps running, and he keeps running, and this is clearly a very stressful situation for him. It's a kid, yeah. Everything he worked for the last days, the wolves, the near death, the weird elven woman, the caves where the monster lives that killed his mother, right? Everything, these visions, the gods, all of it was for nothing. The village that he wanted help from just is partially probably responsible for the situation they are in. And he just keeps running. Alright, now I need your help again, because Torwulf will go to a different place to get help. Danielaus with the idea. He knows someone who could help. You mean the elven woman, don't you? Well, that is true. Let's see what the Iron Vow said. A dog. The dog could help him too, Nico. That's true. I want to see... Get help from Holmlund. Well, that didn't work, did it? So... Yeah. He swore a vow to get help from Holmlund. Question. Do you think... Yeah, I think he's gonna amend this vow. He's gonna change it. He will try to change it. I'm gonna roll it again. And if I miss, I'm gonna give up on trying to get help and try to do it alone. But on a strong hit, I will try to ask the... No, on a strong hit, I will try to find another settlement or something that is nearby. And on a weak hit, he will try to find the elven woman. This is how I will rule it, and this is how it goes. He takes out his axe and grips it very hard and goes, I know I swore that I will get help from Holmlund, but this is not what I expected to find. They are traitors and cowards who deal with bandits who have forsaken us. I will find help. No, this is not right. I will deal with the bandits. I will deal with the problems that my village is facing, and in the end, I will make sure that my village and the people in it safe. And this is his vow. And he has 2 art and it's a strong hit. And I said on a strong hit I will go to find a new settlement. But then I got the opportunity. So I feel like that's what I'm thinking too. He ran, right? He ran for quite a while, then he walked briskly, and he was so frustrated, and he felt his tears welling up, and he just wiped them away, and he found this place secluded away from the village. Like, it's been hours now, right? Hours since Holmlund, and he just falls on one knee, takes out his axe, grips it, swears this vow, and then he hears behind him, "Is that so? You're gonna do it yourself, are you?" And he whips around and he sees... How was the name? Vidarna, I think. And he sees Vidarna, the elven woman, who looks at him with this curious look. I've watched you. I've watched your actions, how you try to compel the dog to help you. How you fought the bandits, how you traveled through the mountain, and then how you reacted to humans being humans. I thought all of you would be the same, but here I stand corrected. You truly are a curious one, aren't you, Torwulf of Frostclaw Village? I feel like maybe the strands of fate have brought us together for a reason. And after witnessing your actions, I'm compelled to stay with you in a way that you can actually see me. As I said, my name is Vidarna. I am from the Elven folk. I was dispatched to keep an eye on the Guldrats, because even for us, it is a dangerous foe. And now you are here, trying to calm it down. So I see that we share somewhat of the same goal for now. And like she phrases it in a way that is not a request, right? Like it's just stating facts, like I'm going with you and there's nothing you can do about it. And he looks at her, shocked. But then he calms down and he nods and goes, yes. Yes, that is very good. I will need all the help I can get. I know of another village, but we have nearly no contact with them. I don't know why they would help us. It's further to the north. And yeah, let's think about this, guys. What's the next village called? Like, it's probably further to the north. I think it would probably be around here. Maybe I can even put it onto the map. Now, I mean, now we are like, he's still standing there and we freeze the story at this moment. And now we build the world, right? Let's build the world. I think Northtown is a good name, but we can do better. Icon Norron. I think we can do better than just Northtown. Don't you think? I think it would be here at the fork of the rivers. And let's see what it will. If any of you have a name, Bearden. Fork River is also not the most creative one, I feel, in the River of the Fork. I mean, it would be descriptory, so... But Bearden... Bear... Maybe Bear Den with an E? Like, it's the den of a bear? I think that's a reasonable... name. Bearden... Like, but it's a small village, so I think this icon doesn't work. Oh, another one of those. Alright. Yes. It's the den of a bear, right? Like, you can think about it. The people in Bearden are like these rough folk, and the bears, their symbol, and they're maybe a bit slow, but very kind. But when you anger them, you are really in a bad position. It's a smaller village than Holmlund and a bit more secluded. They're doing their own thing for the most of the time. And yeah, so that's bad. And yeah, the people are big. That's right. Like big, brawny people. And so, yeah, our hero, I'm gonna save this, I'm gonna change the map for next time. Our hero, Torwulf, like, he remembers Bearden. He knows about it, and he goes, alright, Verdana, the bandits, there are many bandits, and I fought 2 of them and won, but I can't fight all of them alone. I will need help. I will need a fighting troop. And I think Bearden is the only village that is even remotely close that I can ask for help. If they won't help me, I don't know what I can do. But I welcome your help on the way. This journey will be much easier with you by my side. And I think it's gonna be so much easier that I'm not gonna roll for the journey. Or no, I'm gonna roll for the journey, but I'm gonna make it just a troublesome journey. Right? It's just troublesome, so it's a lot faster to get to, because now he has the help of an actual elf. And while she's very mysterious and doesn't help all the time, and is not very talkative and is more like an observer, her mere presence keeps like some dangers at bay. So now Torwulf, he just doesn't get a break, does he? He swore this iron vow. He changed his iron vow. I need to change help the village. By destroying the village. I think that is the whole thing. Yeah. All right. Let's see how his journey does. At first, the first thing he's going to do is that he needs help. Of course, that he needs supplies. And so he's gonna roll for supplies. Because this journey is this journey is really hard. And he finds nothing helpful and he has to pay the price. Which, you know, it's how we do. A friend, companion, or ally is put in harm's way. Alright. The elf is put in harm's way? I don't think that makes... he gets a modifier? Yeah, even if he would get a modifier for the supply, like, if he doesn't get +4, he won't even have a weak hit on this roll. So, even with a modifier, I'm afraid this one is bad. I don't think... Bear den Vikings, Sond von. Was ist denn Sond von? Sond vonne? What do you mean, Nikor 1? I don't know what Sond von means. So, a friend or companion. I don't think the elf is a friend. A companion, maybe. But I don't feel like she would be in danger. Not the way we described her in our story until now. Maybe, though, it's a future friend, a future companion. And... you know what? It's fine, I can roll one. It's totally fine. Maybe she wants to test him again. Yeah, I think it's during a time where she vanishes. She does that probably sometimes. She just goes and is away. And then he hears a yelp. And he sees the dog again. And he knows it's the same dog because it's this massive mastiff, right? And it's a big, strong dog, but it's cowering before another bandit. And the bandit is like a strong dude with a big beard, and he holds a whip in his hand, and he goes, "You stupid animal, whack! How could you let this happen? You are nothing, you are worth nothing!" And he like whacks the animal, and I feel like Torwulf would just not stand by. He would just rush towards this fucker who hurts an animal and kill the fuck out of that dude. Let's do this. We can't let him get away with this. At first, will he secure an advantage? No, he doesn't have the time, right? The animal is being mistreated right now. So he just runs towards him. He still has his axe activated, by the way. And he just tries to do this again. And I feel like it's just hard. No, aggressive action is iron. He just runs towards him to kill the motherfucker. It's a strong hit, baby. Don't hurt the dog! She just comes out of the snow, bounding through the snow. Jumps up with the axe in both hands and just tries to bury it in the chest of the horrible person. It's a big mastiff. You can Google it. It's like this strong, big dog. M-A-S-T-I-F-F. Damn it. Your attack fails and you must pay the price. Right. So he thought he had the upper hand. But then he misses like wildly. The dude with the whip in his hand sees him coming, jumps out of the way, cracks his knuckles and picks out like a giant sword. Swords are rare in this world, right? Like purely made of iron, and iron is hard to come by. And he wields the sword. He has the whip in the other hand, and he's like a strong foe, obviously a leader of some kind. And he goes, "Ha, are you the guy that dispatched 2 of my men? Well, you will die here, whelp." And yeah, I don't think it's a pack of bandits. I think the dude is just really dangerous. Like, really dangerous. Yeah. So I'm gonna make it a bandit captain or something. And I'm gonna say it's a formidable foe. Like, he's alone here, and he's alone because he doesn't fear anyone. He's alone because he knows he can handle himself, and he wields an iron sword, and those things are rare, and he's obviously battle-hardened, and the bandits he faced earlier were just some dudes that wanted to get by, right? This person obviously is like a fighter, and realizing this, Torwulf grabs his axe and still goes, "You shouldn't treat a dog this way." Like, he's determined to kill him, but the other one is faster. Let's see what happens. We have to clash. Clash with the bandit. It's a weak hit. I inflict my harm, but then I pay the price. So, I cut him a little bit with my axe, and then he hits me with his sword, right? Like, he deep cut over my chest, and blood is spilling out again on the snow around me, and I have to endure harm. It's a weak hit. I press on, but a dangerous foe means I get 3 health points, minus 3 health points. And it hurts, right? Like, it's deep cut blood. I feel like the hot pain in my chest. I jump back and I look at him, and I don't have the initiative. So I'm gonna try to secure the advantage, I think. And I'm gonna try to secure the advantage by freeing the dog, right? I look and I see that the dog is bound to a tree stump and he can't really get to anyone, but he's like barking, and I try to roll under the swing of the bandit and cut the rope that is keeping the dog leashed. Let's see. That would be yeah, the way I described it, it's a more an agile move, no? Yeah. So it's a strong hit. Awesome. I gain +2 momentum, or Yes, I gain +2 momentum, and I free the dog. So the dog now is cut loose, and right now the dog is just... it's a bit weirded out because it sees me again, it recognizes me, and it sees the bandit that I'm fighting. And yeah, I now have the initiative because of the strong hit. And I'm gonna use this to compel the dog again. I'm like, come on, buddy. You know who your enemy is. Get him! And I point towards the dude. And I hope I can do this. Otherwise, I have a lot of momentum. It's a weak hit. As a buff, but they ask something in return. Yeah. Alright, maybe he would... That will probably come in play later, what the dog wants. But right now, it just growls and bounds next to me and jumps at the dude. And I say... I'm gonna use the rules for an asset. Because you can get a hound as a companion. And I'm gonna use this... ferocious stat for now. Just for this fight. I don't have this companion forever. Maybe I can, and I try to when I get some experience points, but for now I'm just gonna act like I have this one for the fight. When I fight alongside this hound, I inflict +1 harm or take +1 momentum when I strike or clash and score a hit. Doesn't even need to be a strong hit. Alright, I got a weak hit, so they have the initiative. And, well, they're gonna use it. So the dog is running towards him, trying to bite him. I'm running toward him, trying to hit him. But he has this whip, and he whips it towards the dog, and he tries to skewer me with his... sword. So let's see what happens. It's a strong hit and an opportunity. Nice. So I inflict +1 harm. To the dog, I inflict +1 harm. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use my magical, awesome super axe, which means I get a +2 harm. And for each point of harm inflicted, take +1 and allocate it as health. Right, so let's get to it. My sword does 2 base, then 2 from the leech, and then 1 from the door. Oh yeah, baby, and I get... So that was, what, 5? I get my 3 health back, and I get to +2 momentum. Like, this fight is going really well at this moment, right? Like, he whips at the dog, but the dog moves out of the way. He tries to skewer me, I move out of the way, and I hack into his arm, and blood starts gushing out. The dog bites his leg and, like, tries to move him and just wrangle with him, and he screams, "Ah, fuck, shit, fuck!" And he tries to attack me, but I just move out of the way, take my axe, spin it around, and try to hit him again. I can strike now. It's a strong hit. +1 harm, +1 from the dog. These are 4 hits. Ooh, that means I can end the fight. Like, I hit him again, and I think this is the end. Let's just hope I don't roll a 10. Oh yeah! Like, he tries to go at me again, and I just... Right, I punch him in the... like, with the handle of my axe. I duck under his strike, I punch him with the handle of my axe right into his belly, and then the dog comes up and rips out his throat. Blood everywhere, dude is gurgling and dying in the snow, and then the dog spits out part of his old master's flesh and just looks at me, and I look at him, and I'm trying to ascertain what he wants from me. Does he want to kill me? What is he asking from me? And I feel like he's asking for a sign of trust, and I'm willing to give it to him, which means in my way, in my way, I will for freedom. Does he ask for freedom? Maybe he asked for freedom first, right? And maybe he will come back, but we will leave that up to the dice. It's a good idea, Daniel Lars. Maybe, like, it's freedom. I wanted to give him my last supply, and you can only resupply when you're in a village. So I would be really at a disadvantage on the journey towards Bearden. No, I think freedom is probably the right call. Yeah. I just hold up my hands and I go, you can go. You're free. Find food. Run around. No one else will harm you. Go. And the dog turns around and runs away. Maybe he will come back. Maybe he won't. But the one thing we hear is a slow clapping from behind us as Verdana shows up again. That was very impressive, young Torwulf. I was ready to help you, but it seems that the blessing of the old gods really helped you out. And she points at my axe, and I still feel this invigorating power that I got from the strike. Yes, I feel like Farnish is really helping me. I still don't know much about him. You said he's the god of the forest and the animals and the hunt? Yes, that is true. Maybe we should talk about it on our way. What do you want to do with this one? And she points at the bandit. And Torwulf goes, well, maybe I should see what he has. And yeah, I'm gonna try to gather information. It's a weak hit. Right. I rummage through his things very fast. I'm obviously gonna take the sword, because that is awesome. The iron sword from a bandit captain. And the spear from a bandit. Like, all these weapons now are piling up, right? And they're getting heavy, but I mean, with Iron 3, I feel like we are strong enough to hold all of this. And he finds just more clues that Holmlund is in on it, right? Like maybe he sees the leather working, like the marks of a leather worker that he knows from Holmlund on the clothes of this bandit. Like, they clearly helped them, provided them with armor or weapons, and yeah, they for some reason Holmlund and the bandits are in cahoots. I don't know why. Why would they do this? Yeah, I feel like letters aren't such a big thing in this world as well. You know, like, they are not the big... I mean, I talked about the runes and stuff, but, like, they are more for really stories, or to be etched into stone, or as names or something. For not really ones for, like, My dearest friend, right? This is not really... I don't feel like this is the style, but I think a letter would maybe be too much as well. Yeah. Alright. He has this information. He has this certainty that Holmlund is working with the bandits. We don't know why yet. But then his... and I think this is the last role he will do, is his first step on his journey towards Bearden. And let's see where it will take us, right? Journey, undertake a journey. There we go. And yeah, it's a strong hit. Awesome. So we get 1 progress. It's easy, right? And it's actually quite serene, what I mean. Like the woods are getting sparser, it's more of a meadow that they walk upon, and the sun is shining brighter, the snow is finally melting, spring is coming, and yeah, he walks alongside Vedana and he asks her again, "So, about Farnish, you wanted to tell me things?" And she goes, "Yes, of course. You seem to be blessed by his power of transference. Or, well, it's one of his most beloved creatures, is the leech that you can find in shallow pools of water in many forests around here. It takes the blood of its enemies and uses it to strengthen itself. And that is the sign you find on your axe. It reads leech. I see that there are other signs now, wolf and slayer, which indicate the name of the weapon. But maybe they also hold a bigger meaning. But that would be for you to find out, little human. I am not a priest or a druid. I just know what, well, many of us just know. You don't have a connection to the strands of fate. You and all your kind are like an invasive species in our land. But since you are so harmless for most of us, we tend to look away. It's also a reason why I'm so curious about you. Because if the old gods start recognizing you, that could shift the balance of power in the next 100 years, 200 years, maybe very dramatically. We will see. And yeah, I feel like this is another nice thing to know for him, for his vow to learn more about the old gods. And you know what? Maybe we have time for another roll of the dice for the journey. Maybe we get a cliffhanger again. Or maybe we have just something nice happen. Let's see. Let's find out. It's a strong hit again. Awesome. So, yeah, this journey is a lot easier, right? The animals of Frostcore Valley aren't here. It's a much nicer place in general. Sure, there might be one bear or another. Obviously, they are coming close to Bearden. But then again, the people of Bearden obviously maybe hunt the animals or have an understanding with them. We will find out when we get there. But the journey is progressing nicely. They come to a rest in the evening, and he even has a chance to maybe find some food in the surroundings. And yeah, he does. Mark the momentum off. And then we're going to make camp And this will be the last thing we do. It's a weak hit. I'm gonna take a spirit back. And yeah, that is a very good point to stop. I feel like we made camp. The night will be there. And yeah, we will start on the next morning with the last leg of the journey to Berlin to ask for help. Someone has to help our hero. And yeah, it was a ton of fun for me. I hope you had a lot of fun as well. Thank you to Nikonor1 and Daniel for the suggestions and everyone in chat. And yeah, I hope to see you on Monday. Next week we'll probably be playing on Monday, and I don't know if we'll be playing again on Wednesday. Maybe Wednesday I'll do a stream in German or something. I don't know yet, but this is a lot of fun and I want to keep this going, but maybe once a week is enough because I'm talking a lot and I feel it. Yeah, I can't wait for the next one as well. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great time. I hope it is colder where you live. Or it gets colder, and yeah, be nice to each other, be the light you want to see in the world, and I bid you all good night. Thank you all for watching and participating, especially. This whole story wouldn't work as well if I did it alone, and so I'm very glad I have you. And yeah, let's do it again next Monday. Until then, goodbye.